Hi guys, our mock parent-teacher conference assignment is coming up here in a few weeks, and so I wanted to get that information out to you so that you can begin working on that. I have placed some information on the Blackboard site under the course materials page for this. So you're going to go ahead and just click on course materials, and you're going to scroll towards the bottom, and then you'll see it here, mock parent-teacher conference. And then just click into that folder and it'll give you some information there. So in that folder, what you're going to find is there's a Core Advantage reference guide, and so this is going to be helpful when you're looking at this sample portfolio. So let's first open the portfolio. So you're going to click here on this link and it's going to take you to the portfolio. Now again, this is not going to be super realistic. We're not having you do hours of observation to observe a child to be able to determine different developmental skills and things like that. That would take a lot of hours to actually get all the information that you need to be able to communicate an accurate conference. And so what we decided to do instead is just to take a portfolio. This is actually a sample from a child, a little snippet from a child in the Child Learning Center. And it just gives, over the course of a couple months, some of the different behaviors that we've observed in different content areas. And so what you'll do is you'll read through all of these little anecdotal notes and you'll just see the types of behaviors that the child exhibited. Now, to help you to interpret these, I've given you that information of that reference guide for the Core Advantage. So you're going to see there's a category here and then the item here. And so if you click into this reference guide, it's going to take you here. So all of the categories are listed. So you've got approaches to learning, social and emotional development. So as you start to look at some of the different items, you'll see these things like emotions, reflection, and then you'll see a score like a 0 through 5 or 6 or 7 scoring. And it'll tell you what types of behaviors they have exhibited depending on where they are in this reference guide. So again, I don't expect you to know how to do this. If you've taken the assessment course, then you're familiar with this Core Advantage. You're familiar with what this looks like, so this might make a little bit more sense to you than some other students that maybe haven't taken that assessment class. That's okay. I don't expect for you to know how to perfectly evaluate that that evaluation. Okay, so come over here to the Parent-Teacher Conference Guidelines. Again, I'm going to be playing the role of the parent in this. So even though this is an online course, you will have to come to campus to conduct the Parent-Teacher Conference. So again, I've provided a link on Blackboard. So let's go back to Blackboard here. Right here, there's a sign up. So you're going to click on this link. I'm using a program called Upgenius. I'm sure several of you are familiar with this. It's a really easy way to have online signups for different things that you can use. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at the different time frames I have available. I'm on campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so I've provided some time availability on the morning of Tuesday, April 3rd and Thursday, April the 5th from 9 to noon. There's 10-minute slots throughout that time frame on both that Tuesday and Thursday. So what you're going to do is you're going to sign up for one of the slots. All you do is click sign up on whichever slot works for you, hit submit and sign up. Once you do that, it's going to take you to a second page and it's going to have you list all your contact information, and then you hit sign up now, and then it should even give you a reminder sign up, just a reminder email a couple days before that conference, just so you remember that. But put it in your calendar. It's very important that you show up for that time. If you don't show up for that time, then you do not get credit for the assignment. So I really want you to make sure that you have that time slot locked in and that you show up for that. During the conference, these are the points that we'll be going through. You're going to welcome and give a brief introduction. Again, this is a fictional child, so come up with a name, a gender. The age will be between 3 and 5. So this sample portfolio was given to me without an age, but you can decide for yourself if you want the child to be 3, 4, or 5. It really doesn't matter. These developmental things that are written down on these on this portfolio could apply to a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, or a 5-year-old. So you decide the age, the child's name. You can even come up with a fictional name for your program, however you want to introduce it. Put some life into it. Come up with some sort of little story for me. You're going to discuss the child's overall development using that assessment. So again, I don't expect you to perfectly understand every little piece of this, but this sample portfolio is going to give you some talking points. It's going to give you some different things, some different activities that you observe the child being involved in, what types of communication the child has exhibited in the classroom. So again, to the best of your ability, use that sample portfolio and the reference guide to interpret those notes and use that as your focus for the conference. Again, you can use some creative liberty within that conference and kind of interpret some things a different way. But again, make sure that whatever you're communicating makes sense in the whole realm of child development and that type of information that you're communicating. So that's what you're going to do. Voice any concerns that you may have observed. Again, within these anecdotal notes, there may not be any real clear concerns in that, but again, you can use some creative liberty. So if you have some concerns or you're interpreting these notes and you see something that sticks out to you as a potential concern or something that you want to work towards, then use that information. Next, you're going to describe any brief goals that you've established to support any weaknesses the child may have or challenge the strengths of the child. Again, so just use that knowledge to the best of your ability to be able to formulate some talking points and some focus and some clear communication about this child's overall development. Again, so these are what you're going to focus on in the conference. So again, I'm not going to get too hung up on, how you've interpreted that data, but I am going to evaluate you on these conference skills. So while we're talking, you're going to give an introduction. I'm going to talk back. I may ask a question about the child. I want you to see how you respond to that, what you're going to say as a teacher. So again, this class is helping you to prepare to have positive relationships with families. And so having a conference with families is something that you will be doing as an early childhood professional. So we want to give you an opportunity to have a chance to do that. And I know this isn't a real world situation. I'm not a real parent for this child that you're giving me information a lot. It's all very fictional. But again, it's a chance for you to have an experience talking with another adult, you pretending you're the teacher, and being able to respond to those questions that you may have from a parent. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you any, I'm not going to ask you questions to try to, zing you or test your, your overall knowledge and things like that. I'm not going to try to trap you or to make it difficult for you. But I want us to have that nice back and forth. I want you to show your confidence. As the parent, I want to feel that you are a true professional, that you know what you're talking about, that you know my child, that you know what's best for my child, and that you are willing to work with me to help that whole child and to help their development and to help them get to where they want to be. I want to feel that as the parent. So again, keep that in mind when you're doing this conference and we're having this conversation. Again, if you have any questions as you're preparing the information, prepare some notes so that you do know where to talk. It's okay to refer to your notes during the conference so that you are meeting and hitting on all of those different talking points that you're supposed to talk about in the conference. If you have any questions about anything specific as you're preparing those conference notes, don't hesitate to email me or give me a call. Again, I know this assignment might be a little bit trickier because it's not just a paper. It's actually preparing to have a conversation, to have a conference. And so again, as you work through this and start to look at that sample portfolio and working through all those different elements, please feel free to reach out and ask me questions. Even though we're on spring break next week, I'll still be checking my email. So if you're working on this during spring break, if you're not really doing much and you decide that you want to spend some time working on this assignment and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a question. I'm really stuck here. I'm not really sure what is being asked of me here, what I'm supposed to do. Feel free to send me an email. I will be checking email and I'll get back to you. So, don't hesitate to do that even though we will be on spring break next week. So again, that's what that's all about. Again, I'm going to be looking at your professionalism. I'm really going to see how you're holding your own. I want you to feel like you are a true professional. So that's what you need to focus on for this assignment. All right, let's head back to the Blackboard site. Again, so the reference guide is there. The sample portfolio is here that you can click into. Again, that conference sign up. So do that as soon as possible. Again, the sooner you do that, the better chances that you're going to get the slot that you want is there. If there is a super huge conflict with those times, please email me and we'll see if we can work something out. But I'm hoping that, it's just a 10-minute time slot. I'm hoping that you can work it out so that you can pop in, get it done, and then go about your day. So please do that. All right, I think that is about all I needed to say about this for now. If I see that I'm having a lot of questions come through after this video about the information, about the expectations, then I may post either another announcement with more clarification, or I may post another quick video just to check and make sure that everyone is clear on those expectations. So, but for now, that should be about it. So, good luck, and I can't wait to have my